Have you ever looked around the office and thought to yourself, I wish everyone here was a super-sized gluttonous monster who I could ply with mountains of snacks? They could inform me at any given moment. If yes, then I'm sure there's some professional you need to speak to. I could probably recommend a guy. Also, Super Fatty Office Administrator Simulator is the game for you. With a plethora of potentially pudgy colleagues to supersize while avoiding becoming a snack yourself, ImpossibleSnail's SFOAS is going to keep us on our toes. Can we make a blimp show out of the workplace, or will we end up a blood-drained husk in the suspiciously moldy stairwell? So grab your super salty gamer crunchies and your super cutie energy soda. It's time to get to work in Super Fatty Office Administrator Simulator. So you may be familiar with ImpossibleSnail's work with his previous game jam entries like Reindeer Games, the original Super Fatty Office Administrator Sim, Lickety Split, and the most recently, Horde. With such an impressive portfolio, it's frankly criminal that it's taken so long for me to get around to playing it. Don't worry, I'll give the Super Fatty RPG at some point too. Eventually. Maybe. You can play this and ImpossibleSnail's other games at the link in the description. I highly recommend playing them all. Also, don't forget to check out the Patreon too, so you can support future projects. First things first, let's meet our new boss, a totally not legitimately terrifying presence. He explains to us that we're being brought on board to be the new Office Efficiency Administrator, which is a title that they made up, and it means we do whatever the heck it is they need us to do. We have 3 weeks to impress the boss, and if we do, we keep our job. If we don't, we'll probably lose more than our financial stability. The boss then presents us with a personality test, starting with our name. After thinking long and hard, I use my own because I'm woefully unoriginal. Next, a question most often asked by lonely old men on adult chat lines. What am I wearing? I choose skirt because my thunder thighs crave freedom that only skirts can provide. This is followed by a question which confirms that there's almost definitely no HR department. How do I phrase it in a way that YouTube won't knock down my door and shout how many cats? Yes, if we have 2 cows in the barn. Yes, if we take 2 jugs of milk with our tea. He's asking if we're dual-wielding bazookas in the War on Terror. Being a woman of modesty and moderate milkage, I answer yes. Although the lot answer is definitely tempting because you know how I like to be. Now that the boss has finished probing with questions about my physicality, he asks what's our favourite flavour. Now that's a question more up my street. I'm an autumnal person, so cinnamon and spices is up my alley. Which the boss immediately chastises me for, thinking I'm a fancy nerd who wears scarves and takes photos of their coffee. Little does he know, I'm just a normal nerd who doesn't go outside and is allergic to sunlight. Now, my second favourite flavour. I choose magic because that's what iron brew tastes like, also girders. Then it's revealed what we look like. We've got dice for a head, now we just need the rolls. Wait, is it dice for a single die? Or is it die? Don't answer my question. I don't know, just let me know in the comments because I've got 2 brain cells and you know I need to appease the algorithm with interaction. Also let me know what your character looks like after you've played it. With that, we're all set to go. We just need to call in for the donut. It's going to be a daily thing. I'll try my best to make sure other people get to eat some, but you know, no promises. We've got a fair few to choose from, so we might as well get different types so we can figure out what people around the office like. With that, the job begins. Surrounded by hungry monsters who are likely to make me the snack if my snack choices aren't up to snuff. Firstly, the boss wants a word. Probably not a good idea to keep him waiting. They let us know what they need us to do. The gist of it is, we need to keep the staff well fed, fat and happy. The fatter they are, the more productive they are, to a point. Also, if any interpersonal fires crop up, it's our duty to extinguish. So we're basically like if human resources had a feeder department. Well, monster resources I guess in this case. We're reminded how disposable we are and then we're sent on our way. At our desk, we see the options for upgrading vending, paying off equipment and managing the cafe. But as we don't have 2 pennies to rub together, we don't worry about that until we're a bit more flush with cash. Oh, also mandatory fitness program. I don't think we'll worry about that one ever. So let's explore the office and meet our new colleagues. Firstly, the break room. I feel like we're going to be well acquainted with this place. Here's where we find the donuts we bought as well as vending machines and a trash can to throw stuff we don't want out of our inventory. Next up, the front desk. Here we can talk to Chloe, Pearl and Levi. Let's meet Chloe first. She's a demonic presence in the office and has a stern facade. I'm sure we can find the right snack to break that though. She mentions her constructive criticism spray bottle, but hasn't got much to say apart from that. Now for receptionist Pearl. Definitely a delightful ray of sunshine in the office. We have a nice little chat, and she asks if we can get a candy bar for the front desk, which of course we say yes to. So she was definitely oddly well prepared for its return, as enjoying and partaking in it, but I'm sure that's nothing to worry about. How can we say no to someone as sweet as the candy she's consuming? You are what you eat after all. So we go get the bowl and return to a rounder-looking receptionist. Well, let's take some candy and be on our way. We still have to meet Levi in this part of the office. Candy in hand, we met with Levi, and well, if there's anyone else to be highly concerned about being bored by in this office, it's this tall glass of teal. Although the way they refer to me as a little donut has got me feeling in some type of way. Levi is the best person to come to when it comes to in-game advice, so at this point, they're essential. Basically, expanding on our job role, which is a fat monster is a productive monster, so keep them fat, also keeping people's good books so they don't eat you, and make sure you're giving people their favourites. Sounds easy, right? Now to the sales department to meet Jessie and Kathy. What are we selling here? I have no idea, I don't think I'll ever know. Firstly is Jessie, who's handy tip about how she and Vic, who we've yet to meet, both like salty chips. This is secret knowledge we'll make use of later. We're given some encouragement to not get lost in the ruckus, and really fair to selling whatever the hell it is that these people sell. Next is Kathy, and she's a scrumptious little mischief maker, a bungly little danger fingers, a schmingly... Do you know what? That's enough of that. She hasn't got much to say at this point, so we'll just take our leave before we get nuzzled to death. IT department is next. These are usually the most socially well-adjusted people in business, so I expect nothing less here. We remember Victoria first, but I bet she has something dead interesting to say. And funny enough, she does. She lets us know about Polly's enjoyment of cinnamon spice stuff, and we love a fellow basic bitch. Speaking of, she joins Vic in the IT basement, and we talk to her next. I have an endless supply of bee puns I can make here, but for your sake and sanity, as well as mine, I'll refrain. For now, she reminds us of Vic's love of salty chips, which we learned from Jessie earlier. This also drops a hearty seed bomb, which, we stand an unfiltered queen. Finally, we whisk ourselves away for customer service. Here we meet Erica and Stacey. We'll talk to Erica first. Now, I don't call many people mummy, but I feel justified with Erica. Also, she's super cute and I would 100% let her... Anyway, she doesn't have much to say, but maybe she'll open up when she's been fattened up. Now to Stacey. I feel like she's the biggest risk in my life. She looks like she'd absolutely demolished me and not lose an iota of that smart along the way. Either way, she lets us know that Erica loves strawberries and aesthetic stuff, which is another secret tool we make use of later. She offers us the grand tour, but I think we'll give that a miss, self-preservation and all. So now we've met everyone and have even got to know a bit more about various likes around the office. At this point, we'd go around giving people their favourite donuts, but ask Gwen, who recorded the footage, didn't know to do that. So instead, we take someone out to lunch. Jessie has those soft, dumb vibes that I like, so we'll take her. We've got to decide whether or not to give the food to Jessie or me. I think I can also let the food pass, but as a certified gluttonous hoe, I refuse, even at the detriment of my purse. It's not long before Jessie's pleasantly stuffed and has to waddle back to sell whatever the hell it is she sells. Now we could have spent the afternoon serving up another round of donuts, but once again, Fast Gwen has 2 brain cells and they're both asleep. But that's essentially our gameplay loop. Talk to everyone in the morning, feed them snacks, and take someone to lunch. Afternoon with more snacks, and then head home with a well-fed and happy staff. The better fed they are, the more money we'll have at the end of the day to buy new vending machines, upgrade the lunch stuff, and pay off things like new chairs. Now, a few spanners get thrown in the works, as we'll soon find out, and we'll have other things to deal with and manage our time and resources to make sure we're prioritising the right things. I'm not going to give you the play-by-play of my entire playthrough because I was playing for 2 hours straight because this game is fun and addictive as hell, especially when you get to see your colleagues grow and you along with them. Don't worry, I'll be posting a commentary this full playthrough later for those who want to see the whole thing, so make sure you subscribe. Also, I'm getting so close to getting that play button. Now, I took a liking to a certain quiet mummy in customer service in my time playing, and tended to focus my efforts on her while also making sure everyone else was happy, and not planning to eat me, but I turned my back in the break room. Once you get hold of things, it's pretty simple. It's the same kind of loop. But you do get a few things thrown in, like there was a problem with the fan, so everyone got all big and stinky, which you might be into. I'm not, so I made sure to get the fans, like I made it my priority to get the air conditioning fixed, and everyone was really happy with me, and I still had time to upgrade things. This game does a really good job of kind of making sure you know what you need to be doing, and then kind of keeping you on your toes at just the right times. Thankfully, the game doesn't throw too many problems at you, otherwise it might get a bit too overwhelming. It seems to be just the right amount to have a bit of challenge to it without being utterly overwhelming. Because once the big things are out the way, you make enough money to upgrade things and everyone eventually blimps up. You'll definitely have your favourites through your playthrough who you'll make sure gets their favourite snacks every day. Because unfortunately you won't afford to be able to give everyone their favourite snacks every day, unless you're right at the end and you're like super rich. Like in my playthrough, I tended towards Erica. Like I liked her vibes. I don't know what it is. It's the quiet, mysterious mummy, and I thought she was cute. So I plied her with cute kawaii stuff and strawberries and all the nice things, and she ended up absolutely enormous. But because I was diligent and kept, giving everyone at least something they like, literally everyone ended up huge. I mean, even I did. I made a very poor attempt to be on the fitness program, you know, because I thought, oh, maybe I'll be eaten if I'm too big. But thankfully, no, because everyone likes me. So if there's anything to take away from this game, it's keep your co-workers well fed and happy, and then you won't be bored in the middle of your shift. All in all, I had a really fun time with this game. I'm kind of sad that it took me so long to get around to it, but I'm glad I did eventually. I really enjoyed playing this game. It was the perfect kind of level of difficulty. I love the art. The art was amazing. The gameplay loop was simple enough that even my smoother brain could get my head around it. All the characters were amazing. They're all their own like fully fleshed out thing. It was great. I kind of hope that we see them again in some form. Now, I haven't played Super Fatty RPG or the new Doom style shooter thing, so they might appear in there. I don't know. Maybe a Super Fatty Office Administrator Simulator too. Maybe with a shorter title. The amount of times I messed up just saying that title is unreal. But that's all for me today. I hope you like this new kind of form of video. I think it's a nice balance between, oh, here's just some stream clips of me playing a game, and oh, here's complete silence with a game going on. It's also a new year, so I want to try doing things a bit differently. A bit more life back into the channel. Sorry it took so long to get this video out, but it's here now, so quit your complaining. It's funny because no one was actually complaining. It was me. I was complaining to myself. But make sure to follow ImpossibleSnail on all his socials. Give him all the support on Patreon, because so much hard work went into making this game, and also every other game that he's made. Let me know what game you want me to cover next. I have no idea, because I am, once again, possessing 2 brain cells and neither of them work properly. Here's where I'd end with some catchy, like, phrase, but I didn't have one, so be fat, I guess. Also, if there's any soft dom monsters, let me know. Hit me up, please. Thank you.